So, what inspired you to pursue a career in architecture and design?
Wonderful. I get this question all the time. Uh, in fact, my story is a little weird. I first took admission in medicine uh, with the thinking that I will become a doctor. Like every parent in India wants to make their kids either doctor or the engineers. And I enrolled for doctor, and after 2 weeks I gave up that career thinking I will not make my living by treating somebody who is suffering with pain. So that was done, and then I started looking in the creative field, being a more enthusiasm with full of creativity, and ended up in architecture because that's what I feel my spirit is all about.
So, how has your approach to architecture and design evolved over the years?
The journey of architecture or a design or a creativity is never ending. You always learn something new, aspire to do something new. So you have to really observe, keep your conscience open, and catch some inspiration from nature or whatever you see and observe, and that inspires you to the next level and next level. So curiosity and questioning helps me in the field of architecture to keep working on more creative aspect project after project. So I would say the engage yourself, observe things, question, and that creates the chain of a new inspiration.
So, how does sustainability play a role in your design projects? And what sustainable practices do you offer?
Well, I think sustainability is overused word nowadays. First of all, we talk a lot, but we really don't question the real insight of what we mean by sustainability. Being an Indian, अपनी संस्कृति में sustainability or reusing, saving, caring were the values that we grow with in our culture. But now the concept of sustainability is reintroduced, looks like, to all of us, where we already have that. तो बात करें सस्टेनेबिलिटी तो कोई नई बात नहीं है कि आप जो भी यूज़ कर रहे हो रिसोर्स उसको माइंडफुली यूज़ करो एंड वो रिसोर्स के बारे में पूरी तरह से सोचो, रीयूज़ करो, हो सके उतना शेयर करो in terms of the materials, the knowledge that you have, and that really ignites the true sustainability spirit to us.
So, architecture and design are a type of field which is ever evolving. What current design trends do you find most influential today?
Collaboration is the key nowadays, more than probably ever before. क्योंकि हम एक नया नेशन बनाने जा रहे हैं एंड कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी, प्रोजेक्ट साइज, स्केल, स्पीड सब काफ़ी फास्ट है. तो आर्किटेक्चर हैज़ टू रियली direct all of these things in a more creative but at the same time collaborative way. तो हमारा जो आज का जो आर्किटेक्चर का रोल है वो हाउ इट फैसिलिटेट्स द कोलैबोरेशंस ऑफ all disciplines to deliver the most efficient, creative and socially beneficial project is what today's architects should strive for.
So, in what ways has technology such as 3D modeling, VR, or AI impacted the design and construction processes at high-end design studios?
Technology is the key. enabler. टेक्नोलॉजी हर रोज़ नहीं आती है. अगर टेक्नोलॉजी का राइट यूज़ नहीं कर सकते हैं, then the technology doesn't facilitate to enhance your productivity or deliver the project with the right spirit. तो कोई भी डिसीज़न जब हम लेते हैं, वेदर इट्स अ स्ट्रक्चरल सिस्टम, मैकेनिकल सिस्टम और आर्किटेक्चरल फसाड सिस्टम, सब में टेक्नोलॉजी का यूज़ डिसीज़न मेकिंग में, ऑप्टिमम डिज़ाइन में हम यूज़ कर रहे हैं. And gamut of technologies are being used in our projects. BIM technology, a lot of VR, lot of 3D, lot of even 3D printing, lot of simulation of energy, lighting. So lot of new technologies are being coming to our service that we deploy to make a right decision when we work on a project.
Are there any future technologies which you think will change the shape of architecture?
Technology, again, like sustainability is the buzzword. AI is being discussed overly and everywhere in all industries. Architecture or a design is no exception. And currently the AI is being deployed in various ways in our field also, where we are also learning how to use AI and some of the new emerging technology. We have a long way to go, but I'm sure the future is brighter, where AI technology is going to help tremendously for us as a designers to really filter many options in a faster way to land to the right optimum option.
So what are some of the common challenges faced by the architecture and design industry today, and how would you address them?
Challenges, the way I look at it, are enormous, everyday and new, but how you really use that as an opportunity to do something new is how generally my approach would be, and in our office that's the way we generally look at it. So for example, today's dialogues that we had, steel, right? So when we use steel, there are new challenges that material offers. So at a given day, on a given project, there is always new decisions that you make, new challenges that emerge. स्टील का जो आज का चैलेंज है कि वो स्टील कैसे मैन्युफैक्चर कर रहा है, इज़ इट सस्टेनेबल, इज़ इट लेस कार्बन फुटप्रिंट, what is the new technology that is being introduced in the steel manufacturing, what are the new technologies that help fabricate or design steel. तो वो सब new opportunities by just addressing a new challenge in a more open mind will help us. So challenges are there, every day new challenges. If we list, it will be a long list depending on what day, where we are talking for a project or for a material or for a system. But those are not real challenges. The challenges that I really say is mindset that we have. That needs to change on our dimensions of decision making, whether it's a project sustainability, whether it's a life cycle cost analysis, how do you convince client to do the right thing. All those challenges we have to overcome as an industry.
So if we talk about steel construction, in many of the developed countries like US, Europe, steel in infrastructure is huge. It's more than 60%. But in India, it's just around 1%. Why do you feel is this huge gap?
Well, India is at the cusp where transformation is happening while we are learning new materials, new systems, transforming those things, the way how those systems can apply in Indian context, and then deliver. So everything is happening in a rapid space. We are transforming our way of doing, our way of dealing and interacting, collaborating, and delivering at the same time. So I would say India is not doing slow in terms of use of different material or different technology, including the steel. It has to be used rightly, it has to be understood rightly. The infrastructure ecosystem of the steel fabrication has to be really taken a long way along with. So if you consider that while we are adapting to all this, and we are using the steel while building a new nation in our way, it's not a small job. I think we are doing well. It's even if it's a small start, still use has been growing at 7-8% rapidly every year, which is a big leap for India, and it will grow further. I think the India in terms of a steel production is one of the second largest worldwide, and which is not a small achievement, I would say.
Last question. What motivates what motivates and inspires you to continue your journey as leader of INI Design Studio? And what legacy do you hope to leave in the world of architecture and design?
It's leadership is the way I look at is that it's more my role is as facilitator, and how I generally facilitate to our really talented and skillful staff and people who are driven to build a new India in a more meaningful way. So my role is more as a facilitator, that how I can really help realizing somebody else's career aspirations, or even how they contribute to the large scale projects that we are currently working on, and how they bring up new ideas. So encourage them to really participate in our overall project design delivery, and that's the way I look at it, that I'm a facilitator.